Okay, so welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at my exceedingly rare copy of Christmas Carols New and Old. Uh, I'll just show you here the nice cover. This is in green, just in case the color isn't coming through that well. We've got a nice picture there of the Virgin Mary with child. Some nice cherubs surrounding, and then a nice floral pattern there bordering it. All of that's in real gold. This is from 1871. Christmas carols new and old. Even on the back, we have an embossed set of crosses there. I kind of call that the Jesus Murphy cross. Four-leaf clovers. So there we go. So Christmas carols new and old. It's one of my oldest Christmas books. I do have a few old Christmas books, but this is one of my favorites because of all of the art inside of it, which is what I was going to share with you guys today. So this is Christmas carols new and old. The words edited by the Reverend Henry Ramsden Bramley, Fellow of the St. Mary Magdalene College, Oxford. The music edited by John Stainer, organist at the same college, with illustrations engraved by the brothers Dalziel. This is an Ewer and Co. Novello. And I'll just show you here. They're very beautiful. Little icon there. All right. Ewer and Co. 1 Berners Street West and 33 Poultry, and George Rutledge and Sons, The Broadway, Ludgate. And here's the frontispiece, which is a beautiful rendering of the Nativity, with the three wise men bowing down with their gifts, and the shepherds, and the angels with the star in the heavens, and of course Joseph and Mary with child. And then you also have down here at the front, you call it the state of humanity. It's like the two children in the robes of Christmas Future, the Ghost of Christmas Future from A Christmas Carol, right? It's like here they're in clothes that would have been contemporary to 1871, right? It's like that's what a child would have looked like, a poor child in 1871 would have looked like, right? Well, actually, I should show you here. The edges on this are also gilded, so that's also real gold. Preface. The following collection of Christmas carols, new and old, has been formed with the purpose of providing a single source from which all who are so disposed may draw songs suitable in sentiment and style for the sacred and joyous season of our Lord's Nativity. The editors and their friends have used every effort to obtain traditional carol tunes and words which have escaped the researches of previous collectors. Some pieces of this character are, as they believe, here presented to the public. With them are joined a selection of the best and most popular melodies already published, together with a number of original compositions by eminent musicians whose names with those of the authors appear in the index. The editors hope that this collection of carols of various kinds may promote and elevate amongst different classes of persons the time-honored and delightful custom of welcoming with strains of harmony the birthday of the Holy Child. And so, given the time when this book was published and when it came out, it's like this would have been like a fairly, well put together collection of Christmas carols to be bound and decorated and done up this way. Like this would have been possibly the way that Christmas carols were brought to an entire new generation of people who hadn't had access to them in this format before, if you think about it. So here we go. I'll just show you the contents with our beautiful illustrations. I won't read all of them because it takes so much time, and I'm going to go through all of them anyways. But I just wanted to show you how nice they look there, right? I'll show you here the next page. Even the font is pretty, you know. Oh, look at that, you know. Virgin Mother and Child. Christmas carols, old and new. I believe that's the first one. The pages are kind of thick, which is interesting. So, God rest you, merry gentlemen. I'm sure that's one that most people are familiar with. We have here a very nice picture, contemporary probably to the 1800s, of some Christmas carolers going around and singing some songs perhaps during the winter season. The manger throne. A little rendering here of some rooftops in a town with some church bells ringing. That's really nice too. A virgin unspotted. The rendering of Joseph and Mary on their way to Bethlehem. Come ye lofty. Some of these I've never even heard of before. You know? Oh, look at those. Look at the clothing the kids are wearing in the picture. This would have been like high class, high society, right? To have those kinds of frills and ribbons and decorations on their clothing. Really interesting to see that. Come tune your heart. This is another really interesting picture. The Lord and Lady, probably of the land, have come and found that one of their servants has given birth. You know? Uh, probably have to take care of that baby now too, right? Interesting. The first Noel. Very nice detailed picture of the shepherds being woken. There we go. Jesus hail, O God most holy. A really nice illustration there with some, looks like some grapevines, the body and blood, and the cross. You know, really interesting. Good Christian men rejoice. And here it looks like a picture of three men in hot debate, perhaps over what the other one who's standing is saying from the book. Very interesting. There we go. Sleep, holy babe. Another rendering of the Nativity. The angels blessing Jesus. And look, that's interesting what that one's carrying. You know? Lots of ancient, strange symbolism. Ah, here we go. My favorite one. Or one of my favorite ones. This is why I bought the book. Because this actually happened to me one time. My uncle saved my life walking through the snow when I got lost. And oh, as we were walking back through the snow, and he told me to, walk in his footsteps. He sang the song for me, And when I saw this picture, it reminded me of that, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta have the book, you know. So that's for you, Uncle Cameron. Thank you for saving my life. Good King Wenceslas. You know. I'll show you the picture close up. That was me once upon a time. Except instead of this, he was carrying my cross country skis, and this was a Swiss Army knife that I thought was going to protect me in the cold, but it didn't. Can't survive everything on just a knife alone. But there you go. Oh, it just, like, I can feel the cold when I look at that picture. And I can feel the warmth of my uncle showing up on the horizon, and just being like, we're going to get you back. Don't worry, you know. So, whew, lots of memories there. When I view the mother holding, and this one goes on for a couple pages with the music. That's a really nice picture too. Lots of symbolism there. You know, goes on for 3 pages, and then you have this set of art at the end. Really beautiful. You just don't see stuff like that anymore. You know, like decorations and books. Sometimes you'll see it, but not like that. You know. The Seven Joys of Mary. This one's interesting. It escalates very quickly. You know. The first good joy that Mary had, it was the joy of one, to see the blessed Jesus Christ when he was first her son. The next good joy that Mary had, it was the joy of two, to see her own son Jesus Christ making the lame to go. The next good joy that Mary had, it was the joy of three, to see her own son Jesus Christ making the blind to see. The next good joy that Mary had, it was the joy of four, to see her own son Jesus Christ reading the Bible over. The next good joy that Mary had, it was the joy of five, was to see her own son Jesus Christ raising the dead to life. The next good joy that Mary had was the joy of 6, to see her own son Jesus Christ upon the crucifix. The next good joy that Mary had, it was the joy of 7, to see her own son Jesus Christ descending into heaven. It's a bit quick, Mary, but it escalated quickly, you know. Nice picture there. Okay, the birthday of the Lord, with a really detailed picture of the angels. Very nice. This is another one of my favorite Christmas carols. What child is this? That's the one that's to the same tune as Greensleeves. And this is like a really deep, ancient set of symbols here too that are related to the song. But man, nails and spears shall pierce him through. The cross be borne for me, for you. Hail, hail, the Word made flesh, the babe, the Son of Mary. And here you've got the babe, and you've also got the nails and spears too. Whew, it's a lot of symbolism right there in one image. You know. Hmm. Glorious, beauteous, golden bright. Glorious, beauteous, golden bright, shedding softest, purest light. Shone the stars that Christmas night. There's a nice picture of the shepherds. You know, shepherd's pipe, crook. There's another type of flute. Let's see. Waken Christian children. Another picture of some very well off children of the time reading in their fancy clothes. Very nice. A child this day is born. The picture, I'm guessing, of Gabriel letting the shepherds know that there's the star in the east, and some angels ringing the bells on the sides. That's pretty. Carol for Christmas Eve. This is another nice detailed picture of people at the time. I'm not sure when this would have been depicting, you know? Perhaps the old man is telling a story. I like the detail of the deer antlers hanging on the wall too. Very nice. When Christ was born of Mary free. We've got a picture of some angels rejoicing there. My favorite is the one on the triangle. Gotta have a little more triangle. just really pretty old pictures. That's why I like this book so much. It's almost like little bits of history in all of it. You can see it's coming apart here a little bit, the binding, right? Sewing. "'Twas in the winter cold." And this looks like perhaps a father and his children coming to pay their respects. Very nice. "A Carol for Christmas Eve." I really like this one too, because you almost get the feeling of the approaching carolers, and perhaps the gentleman at the table is getting up to go and greet them. Looks like a cold night, you know. "Jesus in the Manger." Another picture of some carolers come to say hello. You've got one playing a lute there, it looks like, in the middle, and they're singing. You see the lady of the house in the doorway, or her shadow, her long skirt, you know. Nice picture. Another one of my favorites, like all time, favorites of all time, "The Holly and the Ivy." I love the symbolism, right? The holly bears the crown, you know. The white blossom, the red berry, the prickle thorn, and the bitter gall, right? How nice a picture is that? You know? The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, you know? Sun looks beautiful coming up over that hill behind them. The Waits song doesn't have an illustration, but I just thought I would mention it's also there, you know? Kind of gets hidden if you don't know to look for it. The Virgin and Child, a family enjoying some celebration and dancing with the children during the holiday. This one goes on for a couple pages with the lyrics and the music as well. Just trying to get the pages to separate here. There we go. The Incarnation. I really like this one for the two angels on the sides. Like that's beautiful. That's stunning. You know, the way that they can portray emotion, you know, and they're barely showing you anything, you know, just a few lines. Beautiful. Christmas Day. This is another one of my favorite pieces of art in the whole book because of what it shows about the time and the difference between, you know, the classes. You have the lord of the land's probably daughter here handing out some coins. The two of the children that probably live and work on her land, you know. So they're the servant's children, right? Their parents are probably servants to the Lord and that lady, right? Just look at the difference between her and them. She looks almost like Alice in Wonderland, you know? She's got little rosettes on her feet, some type of embroidery on her dress, right? Frills, ribbons in her hair, you know? All the bells and whistles. Oh, just a really nice picture to show you, like, what things were like at the time, you know? That they did still give out, you know? Stuff like that. So, interesting to see that. This is another one of my favorite ones. Uh, the Cherry Tree Carol. Just because it's such an odd carol. It has so much hidden, meaning behind some of it. But this illustration here, too, reminds me a lot of like Eastern stuff with like people in the garden and, you know, I really like how that looks. That's really pretty. And we have God's dear son, right? It's a very nice picture here with some more symbolism of Jesus carrying the cross. A hymn for Christmas Day. Nice picture of some sheep grazing in a field. Just shows you what and how people kind of viewed things at the time, right? What life was like. You can see some buildings down there at the bottom of the hill. Just really nice. There we go. The Babe of Bethlehem with some more symbolism. Looks like even maybe the gifts of the Magi, right? In Bethlehem, that noble place. The really nice rendering of the angel telling the shepherds of the star in the east in Bethlehem. That's very nice. Got here a cradle song of the Blessed Virgin. That's just pretty, you know? Even just simple, but beautiful, you know? Christmas song. This picture shows maybe another wealthy family or two showing up at the door for Christmas at the Lord's house. These are probably his friends, people in the same class as he is. He's dressed a little bit better than they are, but they are very well dressed for the time as well, with the hats and the frills around their necks and everything. Like, that's high society, right? Yeah, man. Jacob's ladder. It's pretty too. Hey, your ladder's not looking so bad, Jacob. I want to join you there. There you go. The story of the shepherd. This looks like a scene next to a river, maybe, with some sort of bramble bushes. Looks almost like Italian countryside to me, but I don't know. There's some buildings in the back there too. Just pretty. I'm just trying to get these pages apart to kind of stick together with the gold. The wassail song, which is interesting that this is in here because it's kind of a different tradition. Wassailing and caroling, they go hand in hand, but it's like, brother and sister almost sometimes. But very nice picture of some wassailers coming for a drink, sing some songs. I like his staff there. I'm not sure what exactly is on the end of that, whether it's flowers or what, but very pretty. In terra pax, which is Latin for peace on earth. I don't know exactly what this piece of art depicts. I think it might be Lazarus, but you guys will have to tell me in the comments because I don't know all the stories in the Bible. I haven't read the entire Bible. I'm mostly familiar with Genesis and a few stories after that, but that's just pretty too. Right. Getting close to the end here. So there's more of Interapax and a nice little detail at the end there. That's pretty too. Dives, and Lazarus. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Dives or Dives? Dives. Picture of a beggar there. See the rich people eating in the back. He's begging for scraps. That's interesting. From far away. This one shows a musician who's apparently come up to take a peek in the house while he's lending his musical talent. So I don't know whether he's scoping it out for his fellow carolers or what's going on there, but interesting picture nonetheless. Carol for Christmas Day with a nice, pretty morning picture there. The sun coming up. And I think this is the last one, the child Jesus in the garden. And we have a picture of the child Jesus surrounded by some flowers. I'll just show you here, this is the index of all of the songs and the attributions. So, just a really nice way to lay that all out. And I'll show you here the rest of them. Just really pretty. I'm finishing it off once again with the Ewer and Co. Novello insignia. Very pretty. They also have an ad here for their national nursery rhyme set to music, which is another of their productions. You can see there the list of what songs you might be able to find if you were to purchase that one. And there's one more page of advertisements I'll just show you because it's here. Come on. Which is all of Mendelssohn's works. If you're interested in that, they also apparently published that. But that's the end. And so that's Christmas carols, new and old. This is my copy of it. There's a few other different editions of the that have different covers. There's like I think a red and a blue, version with the Virgin Mary and Child, and then there's some other ones that have like a different embossed pattern on the front. But this was the one that I was able to pick up. Uh, you know, they're not cheap, but they're interesting. It's an interesting part of Christmas history, and I just thought that being Christmas and everything, that you guys might appreciate having a little look at, a piece of Christmas past here in Christmas present, and hopefully we'll get to see each other again in Christmas future. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and we'll see you again next time for more fun stuff here on the channel.